You know that if a person will lie to you about small things, these persons, people will lie to you about deeper, bigger things. Now, if it's so simple, why do mankind make it so hard? And why is it that they take things of ancient origins and change it and give it a different name? Now, what a lot of y'all don't know, what a lot of people don't know, that the word we've been saying all this time, pyramid, is not the real name. No. The real name for pyramid is Mir. That's right. Is Mir. M-I-R. Hey, you know what's so powerful about that word Mir, right? That you will find that it's spelled two ways. Mir is spelled M-I-R, Mir. You know, like my name. Mir. Except you have the A, which means one pyramid. And then you have, when you add the A to Mir. And then you have it also spelled without the I, which means Mir is spelled M-R. Do your research. I'm going to connect a somebody who's very well known in the occult, I should say in ancient Egypt, a doctor, you will, real educated.
One of the things that Dr. Hilliard talked about at his last lecture in 2007 in Ask One Egypt for the ASCAC conference, he began talking about the pyramid, and he said that pyramid is not an African word, it's a Greek word. The word pyramid means little flat cake, and that the original name for that structure is Mir. The word Mir in the ancient Kemetic language means the place of ascension.
We've been lied to all the time about the word pyramid. That the word pyramid, I think he said is Greek. Greek, Roman, something like that. Gotta be the Greeks. Because they always taking our signs, changing it for their reasons, right? So, if you understand that from the signs that I was breaking down to you, which makes sense when you see Atticus, everything dealing with Atticus, it shows the pyramid, because it's also encoded to somebody's name. When you watch Project Power, when I did the breakdown of Project Power, I showed you that it shows the name, or the word I should say, MR. MR triangulate on the top. They show MR on the top of the pyramid, which means Mr. But in essence, in ancient Egypt, it's Mir. It means pyramid. It's why you see this pyramid with Atticus, around Atticus, because it's also encoded to a name. It is. I've been having this pyramid. I had this in Superman, my silver truck, and I had that since 2015, and I took it out and put it in this one, and this is how I ride. Who knew? Now again, ask yourself, why would people hide the original name of things. They changed the name of Issa. They changed the names of the original people, natives of this land. And it's just not the Native Americans in which that they depict them as being Caucasian, but Native Americans, also melanated people who native of America, Native Americans. Yeah. A lot of us been lied. We've been lied to about many of us who been claimed to have been slaves in Africa. It's not true. Many of us are of natives of America and are actually Native Americans because they whitewashed or blackwashed our history. Now, I say this because the ancient ones brought this to my attention a long time ago. Well, last month they brought to my attention about this pyramid, because when a lot of times we say sir as a regal term or term of respect, but the powerful word of regality is the word Mr. Because Mr. is really pyramid. Mr. is really mere. So when you look at the symbolism for the pyramid, you'll understand that it identifies with past, present, and future. 1, 1, 2 connects to be 3. With the master number of 1 and 1. If you're looking at a pyramid forward. But if you're looking at a pyramid bird's eye view, you're gonna get an X. But you're looking at a triangle, which is a tri formation. You get the 1 and 1, one of like minds connecting together head to head. You see, the base represents the connection and being grounded. The pyramid is already grounded, so it's grounded with 1 and 1 heads connected. You ain't got to put a line on the ground when you're walking. I explain that to you and break down the pyramid. But when you connect the head telepathically, clairvoyantly, when you tap it in, you also tap out. And it's not an actually tap out. It's saying you connected to the realms. Now, staying on topic with Mir, M-R, I had created the name Mir. I said create nothing. I said I want to get something that shows my loyalty to my tribe, the ancient ones, and also a connection within me. So when the ancient one put it in my mind's eye to create my tattoo for Mir, I just said MR and the I within the R. I never knew that the ancient ones who had someone designing my tattoo was tapped in and made it more, I should say, shredded in mystery. But I understood because it was revealed to me. You see, when you see the word mirror, you see the word mirror, right, mister? It's coded. It's coded. The M is the elongated head. You see the elongated head on top of the M with the horns of Amen, with the Pac-Man symbol up under it, which also the V in the middle and the I inside of it. And then you have the star formation. The numbers symbolize something. I can't give everything to you because them points and them lines, those numbers mean something. Now, I did that I did that 2000. I got my tattoo 2015. But I never understood how it would have an effect in the future. You see, as I spoke to you, if you go back, watch the Superman mysteries when I break down things. How is it this the same type of signs and symbols encoded in Superman? Of course, Superman symbol, you will see Superman symbol. See, they showing the luminosity, can't see it. But Superman symbol is a diamond. But it's an upside diamond. How these signs is applicable. And you'll find these signs connected in these movies to place the name of this person and whom they're referring to. Amir. But Mir, because it's one pyramid. This is the reason why it's connected to one who's also connected to source. So it was brought to my attention. And I ain't even think about it till the ancient brought it to my attention. Let's get deeper. Now mind you, I only have that I know of, but I'm sure I have many in the spiritual realm and different planets, but only had 3 children. I have Amira, Sakia, Jelani. 3. Check this out. 11 when I got out. I have 3 Marcias. Check it out. My parole officer name was Marsha. My first wife named Marsha. And the queen that I'm with now named Marsha. MMM. Parole officer Marsha. First wife Marsha. Mother of my children. And the queen I'm with now, Marsha. 3 Marcias. Now, this is important that you have to understand that the signs, you can't lie from, you can't hide these signs. 3 M's, 3 children, and check this out. My first wife, last name is Stone. Remember I was telling you about the cornerstone? When it talks about this Christ being the cornerstone, Zechariah Sitchin speaks about the apex and how the apex represents, not the apex. It says the cornerstone that they misspelled it, mistranslated. It means pinnacle.
That was a fascinating study where the word chief cornerstone is translated from the Hebrew when it appears in Hebrew, which is I think Psalms 118:22, where Messiah is referred to as the chief cornerstone. While in the Christian Greek scriptures of the New Testament, the Messiah or Jesus is referred to twice as the chief cornerstone. That word chief cornerstone, what does it actually imply for the Messiah in both Psalms and have you?
It is not cornerstone. In other words, when you lay the foundation of a cornerstone,
right,
it's the apex stone. Rosh Binah, the head where the sides meet, like in a pyramid. The apex stone, the top stone, the one that is really the conduit to the heavens.
Yeah, because I that's what these articles were all saying. Everyone was saying it was the pinnacle of
Pinnacle.
A pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Yes.
But not.
I'm gonna have something connected to it. It means pyramid. Like in a capstone means pyramid. Her name's Stone, in connection to me. My second wife name, last name, is Broom. That's right, B-R-O-O-M. It's so ironic that at that time that I was tapped in to a lot of witches. I should say women of the order or the occult, high-ranking witches was given a bad name. Y'all take the word and y'all automatically think negative. But her name being Broom. Stone, Broom, and my last wife, her name was Malik. Malik means king. The cornerstone, the broom, is really the phallus, with which you ride. And then last and not least is Malik, king. SBM. I can't make this up. I'm driving. Like I told you, whenever I see these messages come to me telepathically, or I can see things in my mental eye. Now, remember I told you a while back that when you're dealing with people who talk in code, it's not really code for those who have an ear to really hear. Now, you're going to notice that when the little red bone, she's going to say, I'm going to have her name on there. She going to say, who is that? And then Ruby going to say, her sister. She going to say, who tick? Now, mind you, in the wording says the name. Who that, to identify that, the name being who, which is an ancient name. And it also identify with the name that I've been saying since 1999, and when I drop that, I'm probably who. And then Ruby gonna say, who tick, to identify who is tick. Check it out.
Who's that? Who, Tick?
And you'll also notice that the sisters will have on colors that also connects to secret societies. Red and blue that identify with something. Blue means something, red means something. And you'll notice, a lot of y'all really pay attention to, some of y'all do, but you get caught up in the system, that when you you notice in games, even on television, they always try to set sides against each other. The red team, blue team. Where do you think that came from? Why do they continue to set the Willie Lynch set sides against side? White against the black, brown against the black. You know what I mean? And to set that in motion to as if you're supposed to pick a side. The red team, blue team. But we all want. But you will also notice that once you turn and look at Tick, they show Tick once more again by that sign that says repair. Yeah. That sign again that says repair. You know why they show that? To continue to emphasize about who he is. And also catch the signs that when it showed him, when it showed the image going to his father's house and him entering to the shop, you'll notice they showed them barbecuing as if they at a restaurant, a barbecue restaurant. To tie in the two. Barbecue restaurants, a family business. Peep game.
Who's that?
And here go the barbecue. They're barbecuing right across from his father's business. You see? The signs. You see, we own 3 Ashley barbecue restaurants, but the connection to identify, and again, if you zoom in, you'll notice that there go the signs again. There's a red pit and there's a blue pit. red barbecue pit and a blue barbecue pit. And remember, I told you, R.I.P., that my father, may the gods bless his soul, was a master mason. And look, I can't make this up. It's caught my attention when it says, okay, but dig the lick. When he come out of his family business, they barbecuing. You see the connection? Look. Look, I can't make this up.
Without barbecue. So yes, we are here at Ashley's Barbecue with owner Darnell Ashley.
I want to thank Cassandra from Channel 4 for doing this interview. She wanted to interview me, but I think it was important that she get the owner and king himself, who putting in this work often daily. And my hats off going to the Empress who did this interview for us. To understand, when I tell you that we own 3 restaurants, and you know, for the people of Milwaukee and those who are around, who come by, we appreciate you.
Now, first of all, thank you so much for having us and cooking for us. Tell us about the history of Ashley's Barbecue. Your father actually started it, right?
Yep, back in 1960s, my dad started. Basically, we've been doing it ever since. We have a couple of locations. I hope we talk about that.
Yeah, well, actually, because I know that you're...
Her name is Letitia, short for Letty. Now, the meaning of her name, the Letty tribe, refers to people who inhabit Letty, the island in eastern Indonesia. They are known for their ancestor figures, Koyini, and their distinct cultural practices. Okay? It also says, Letty people have a strong belief in ancestor spirits. Let's go back some. Now, the Hebrew name Letty, or Let, which means joy or gladness. You see? Letitia Lewis is 25. 2 + 5 is 7. She is the one who's an artist because she sings. She is the opposite, I want to say the left brain of whom the masculine identified with and the female identified would be the opposite of her hemisphere of her brain would be the male side, one being right, one being left. Okay, so she represents who is the poetic musical one, where it states that Atticus is the poet, but we know her to be the one who sings. They say she's 25, she's a female. She resurrected, so that means she was once dead and alive. You see? And that has its secret meanings and things. We ain't gonna get into that. She's a photographer, she's an activist. There go to Letty, her alias. Now this part is important. See, when you sit next to his said to be uncle, who really identified as his father, you'll notice in this series that George's daughter D, she had gifts and abilities. Like she's kind of prophetic. She ended up writing something like a book. Peep the language, people's being said. The father, his uncle, sits down and he has something on his kneecap. The illuminated light glows by him, and then the less than illuminated light still illuminates on the left of Atticus, because they both represent the light. The Father Luminosity is a light brighter because of his degree of knowledge and him being highly connected. But this is what D drew up. Listen to what's being said.
Kid's got imagination like you.
Look.
Terrifying.
He says D has an imagination like him. That's because the connection is D happens to be Atticus and D. Remember he said the call was given. He said that's not a initials of this person, A and D. Last name, my last name being A, first being D. But he said she has imagination like him because they connect. You'll see the importance of them two. Kids got an imagination like you. The meaning of Devon, also spelled D-E-V-O-N. The meaning of Devon County meaning poet. Remember, Atticus is a poet. Poet, worshipers of God, Doom Nonos, warrior of God. I can't make this up. Alright, let's go up. Devon, Devon, which means or doesn't have a direct or commonly recognized meaning Hebrew, but it can be likened to the Hebrew name Devon, right? And it says loved by God. The name Devon is primarily associated with the English county of Devon, which has Celtic origins, possibly meaning worshipers of God, of the God. And I already read what that means. And look this out. George says Devon County will be a good addition. So he'll be traveling with Atticus. Man, my ancestors don't play. I can't go nowhere without my seatbelt being off, you hear me? Without the ancient ones, one, telling me, put the seatbelt on. Strongly, put your seatbelt on. Man, don't miss a beat. I'll be like, telepathic, I'll be talking to the ancestor. I'll be like, I'm just going around the corner. I'm just going to the gas station. He thinking that. Just put your seatbelt on. Man, dead ass.